Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Under the Skin. I'm Christopher, the video game historian, and before I start this video officially, I just wanted to say that with Battlefield 5 coming this fall, I will be wrapping up the Under the Skin series this summer. And once August hits, I won't be doing a whole lot more and will probably take a hiatus from my channel, as I'll be getting ready for my own wedding in September. I am a little disappointed though that I won't be able to get to every single skin, but that's the risk you take when you do these videos weekly and only do 4 at a time. It didn't start out that way, and I only ever intended to focus on the legendary skins. But you all enjoyed these videos so much I figured why not take a look at the distinguished ones too. Fear not though, as I will have 10 more episodes coming up over the next few months, and once Battlefield 5 does hit, I will be taking a look at their skins and the meanings behind their names, assuming they follow the same system. Anyway, for this episode I figured I'd take a look at some of the new special skins for the base weapons in Battlefield 1. And those are going to be the battles of Villers-Bretonneux, Festubert, Eski Hissarlik, and Cote 304. The first skin for this video is the Battle of Villers-Bretonneux skin, which was a small battle that was a part of the larger Kaiserschlacht operations in the spring of 1918, and saw the first ever tank-on-tank battle in history. The goal of the Germans in this offensive was to capture the town of Amiens, a vital railway hub, and from the onset of the battle, the Germans kept pushing and kept breaking through the British defenses with ease. It wouldn't be until they reached the town of Villers-Bretonneux that they encountered heavy resistance. The town itself was defended by 5 Australian divisions fighting together as a single corps for the first time in the war. On April 17th, the Germans began to shell the town with mustard gas, resulting in over 1,000 casualties for the Anzac forces. A week later, on April 23rd, the Germans shelled the town again before sending in their A7V tanks to take over the town and forcing the defenders to retreat. It was during this advance that 3 German tanks encountered 3 British landships. 2 of the British tanks were hit and disabled, and the lead A7V was damaged, with the crew not only abandoning it, but the other 2 tanks retreating. With the town now in German hands, they were one step closer to Amiens. The next day, on April 24th, General Rawlinson ordered the Australian divisions to make a counterattack to retake that town that very night. With bayonets fixed, the Australians charged headlong into the German positions, retaking the town that very same night. By dawn, the Germans were retreating out of the village, and over 1,400 Australian casualties were taken in the battle. Next up is the Battle of Eski Hissarlik, and this battle was a counteroffensive made by the Turks in 1915. On May 1st, just 3 days after the Allies had attempted to break north from Cape Helles towards Krithia and Achi Baba, the Turks launched their offensive while under the command of the German cavalry general Lehmann von Sanders. In hopes of driving the Allies back, they launched their attack at night, hoping to take the British by surprise. At 10 p.m., the Turks began to bombard the British with artillery before sending in 21 battalions to try and break through their defenses at 2 different locations. Unfortunately for the Turks, the British were well prepared for a night attack and managed to repel them off. It also did not help that the Turks had to cross open fields in waves, which were cut down easily by the British and their reinforcements with their Enfield rifles. On May 3rd, the attack was repeated with similar results. Casualties for the Turks would be high, and a few days later, the Allies would renew their assault on Krithia, though too would be unsuccessful. The next new skin for the base weapons is the Battle of Festubert skin, and this battle would be fought between May 15th to the 27th in 1915. The battle was part of Joffre's Artois offensive in the spring of 1915 in the Ypres salient. General Joffre had ordered General Haig of the British Expeditionary Forces to launch an attack on the Germans following the French's assault on Neuve-Chapelle. Two divisions of mostly Indian troops began their assault on May 15th after a preliminary artillery bombardment by the British that lasted for 4 days, spending over 10,000 shells. The Indian forces made quick progress engaging the German Sixth Army, forcing them to retreat back to the village of Festubert. On May 18th, Canadian troops were ordered to assault the new German defenses, but due to German artillery, were unsuccessful. Between May 20th to the 24th, the Allies renewed their attacks and managed to capture the town and held it until the end of the German Kaiserschlacht in 1918. The battle ended on May 27th with over 16,000 casualties. The final skin for this episode is the Battle of Cote 304, which took place during the Battle of Verdun. Cote 304, or Hill 304, was a heavily fortified hill that the French were defending valiantly throughout the battle. Like Le Mort-Homme, Cote 304 was the other hill that the Germans were fighting over during the battle. Between March 23rd and May 3rd, there would be 3 main attacks on the hill by the Germans, each but the last being repelled by the French. The first attack took place on March 23rd as the Germans attacked from the north. Upon their attack, they managed to capture the towns of Malincourt, Haucourt, and Bethencourt, yet were repelled by the French. The second attack began on April 9th, with the German army attacking both Le Mort-Homme and Cote 304 simultaneously under the command of General Gallwitz. Despite heavy bombardments on the hill, counted at 5 hits per minute, the Germans were still unable to capture either hill. The last attack on Cote 304 takes place on May 3rd and is a change of tactics from the previous attempt. Gallwitz understood that in order to take Le Mort-Homme, they must first take Cote 304. To do so, Gallwitz orders 500 guns to bombard the 2-meter wide front for 36 hours, with infantry attacks the next night. The bombardment is so intense that by the time it's over, Cote 304 will have shrunken by 7 meters. Despite finally breaking through the French defenses, it would take another 3 days for the Germans to finally overcome the French and take the hill. With the hill captured, the Germans were able to take Le Mort-Homme and advance further towards Verdun. That's all for this week's episode. Hopefully you all enjoyed it, and if so, please leave a like, subscribe to my channel, and leave your comments down below. Also, don't forget to check me out on social media with Twitter and Facebook, and now that Battlefield 1943 is now backwards compatible with the Xbox One, you can find me there as well, under the name BaconsRebellion. Until next time, I will see you on the battlefield.